Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, I swear I have got more money than this? Me too. For years. But then everything changed when I started to look at my money in a different way, and I started to use something called £27. Now stick with me and I will explain to you how this really simple little trick, if you like, this little rule can help you, like it helped me. And it comes with no overwhelm, no spreadsheets, no having to write everything down meticulously, and best of all, no guilt either. Hi, my name is Samantha and this is the Budget Mum UK, and on this channel we do everything to do with financing, budgeting, saving money, living a great life without having to spend too much cash. We look at little tricks, little ways that might help you to either start saving or get out of debt, just like I did once upon a time. So what is the £27 rule? Let's break it down so it's nice and simple. I'm a big believer that if you make a goal really, really massive, it suddenly becomes so much further away. So if, for example, you said, I want to save £10,000, it's quite a big goal. It feels a little bit like Everest. So then we break it down. £10,000 over 365 days in a normal year would equate to just over £27. In fact, it's £27.39 a day. That's it. That's your number. That is where we get £27 from. And I call this the £27 rule because suddenly it's not someday I'll save up. It's a case of today I will find £27. Now here is why it works. First of all, it makes the goal feel like it is doable. Secondly, it gives your brain something to aim for daily. And third, you start noticing exactly where that £27 goes and how often it slips through your fingers. A takeaway, a bit of impulse scrolling, a top-up shop that turns into a basket. The power isn't just in saving you money. It's changing your habits. Try this. So tomorrow morning, grab a sticky note and write, where's my £27 today? Stick it somewhere you'll see it. Put it on your phone. Put it on your fridge. Put it in your purse. That was a great place I put mine, was in my purse. So every time I opened my purse, because I use cash and went to get the cash out, I would see the note, and it was that little reminder, that little extra push that made me go, actually, I'm about to take away from my £27 goal. Is it really worth it? When you've got it somewhere that is going to nudge you a little bit, then just see what happens. And you know what? If £27 feels a little bit too much, then stretch your timeline. These aren't hard and fast, sticky rules. These are suggestions, but they also have to work with you and your lifestyle. So instead of saying, I want to find £27 every single day, why not say, I want to find £14? And if you could save or find £14 every single day, that's 5k in 12 months. There's absolutely no shame in adapting that goal. The trick is to make it feel real. This isn't about perfection, it is about momentum. Okay, so now let's talk about where your £27 might be hiding. Because if you're thinking, £27, I might be able to do that on some days, but not on every day because life, then let's start to look for ways that you can achieve it even on those trickier days. Because trust me, it is hiding. You just got to find it. According to studies in behavioural economics, most of us underestimate our spending by 25 to 40%. That's not just pocket change. That is literally your savings leaking out. So here is your challenge. Write down 3 numbers. First number is what you think you spend in a week. And when you've done that, I want you to think about what you actually wanted to spend this week. And your final number is where you're going to sit down and go through your statements and go through your bank and see what you actually did spend this week. Spoiler alert, those numbers very rarely match. And that is your gold mine, that gap. That's where your £27 lives. Here's some of the things that you might find. So for example, £4 spent on snacks, £10 spent on a random Amazon scroll, £3 coffee here or £5 there, one forgotten subscription renewal, tiny bits that don't necessarily immediately register, but that total up somewhere between 20 and 40 pounds a day. You don't have to give up everything. It is not a case of you feeling deprived or like you are missing out. But let's be honest, most of us are overpaying without realising. So here are 5 places where I find my £27 when I'm in mission money mode. Number 1, subscriptions you don't use. Check Apple subscriptions, Prime trials, Spotify, those magazine trials that you signed up for £1, didn't get a chance to read, but now you're actually renewing them at full price every 6 months. Cancel and boom, £12 a month, easily saved if we just cancel one of those things. Number 2 is a comparison site session. You could easily shave off £200 off of your broadband or your car insurance within an hour if you sat down and compared the better deals that you can definitely get. £200, that is almost 7 days of your £27 saved within an hour. Number 3 is having at least one no-spend day a week. I tend to push this to 3 or 4 when I'm on a real mission because it can be done. Doing things like making your lunch from the freezer or skipping that quick top-up shop. You won't miss it, but you will save 10 to 20 pounds right there on just one day. Do it multiple times in a week. Number 4 is to use whatever's already in your wardrobe. Try upstyling something old instead of buying something new. I very rarely buy new clothes. I tend to buy them secondhand if I buy them at all. And this easily saves me hundreds of pounds throughout the year. Consider rewearing a dress that you've worn in the past, forgotten about. Have a sort through. Did you put it in the attic? Could you maybe switch up part of it and take it in, or add a ribbon, or do something a little bit different if you're feeling like you're wanting to have a little bit of an uplift? Number 5 is to meal plan like a boss. You know I talk about this. I literally wax lyrical about it, but you need to be planning your food. This is the biggest area where you can spend. It is the biggest area where you could save. Write your meals before you go shopping. Shop within your own kitchen cupboards and freezers, fridges before you even think about buying anything new. Use that to write your meal plan, and then you'll honestly be amazed how little and how much less your actual grocery shop is for the week if you are just buying those things that need for each extra bit for your ingredients, because you're not buying the whole meal, you're just buying a portion or an ingredient of it. Make sure you're only shopping once a week. You do not need to go 5 times a week. A £60 shop can honestly stretch if you plan it, and that is easily £27 saved. That's a multiple £27 banked. But let's say your budget is already squeezed and you're thinking £27, I'd be lucky if I can save £2.70. Because I get it, that honestly was me. I was literally picking pennies up off of the streets to be able to afford to feed my family at one point. And if that is you, then here are some real ways that you can start to earn £27. And again, you don't need to have that £27 goal. Maybe make it 14 if you feel like that's too much. But let's start somewhere. First up, you could declutter. Post 3 items. Do it today. Post them on Vinted. Post them on Facebook Marketplace. Old toys, clothes, kitchen bits, even things that you think somebody else is not going to buy. Practically full tin of paint because you bought it thinking that you'd like the colour and you change your mind. Somebody might want that. They wouldn't pay the full price for it, but they might give you a good amount of cash for it rather than sitting and letting it rust in your garage. Try tutoring or babysitting. A 2-hour babysitting shift or helping someone with their homework, that's around £30 in your pocket as a basic base rate. As a private tutor, I charge a lot more than that for my hourly rate, but you can charge depending on your experience and your skills. Try a user testing app. If you're looking for other ways that you can make money online, you can check out this video here, which gives you some great websites that help you to boost your income, all by doing it from the comfort of your own home. Some of them will even pay around about £15 per test. What about flipping a charity shop find? This is something that I used to love doing when I had a bit more time on my hands, where it's where I buy an item for just £1, a teapot, something that you think nobody else is really interested in, but if you sell it in the right places, you can get it online and easily find yourself with 15 quid profit. What about offering a neighbourhood service? Window cleaning, dog walking, cleaning or tidying somebody's garden or driveway. bin cleaning. People will pay, especially the elderly neighbours who might struggle to be able to do this themselves. Sit down and write down your skills. Even if you think nobody would want you, nobody's going to take you on, somebody will. Find 3 things that can be your £27. The thing is, money is emotional. It just is. So make your £27 visible and feel good. Use a money jar. Use a little piggy bank. Fill it. Watch it grow. Get yourself a little money tracker, a saving tracker, a challenge. Tick it off. Colour it in each and every day. I have got a brand new one of these just listed on my Etsy site if you wanted to give yourself that little bit of an extra push. Reward yourself. So for every £100 saved, maybe give yourself some sort of treat, a couple of pound candle, a movie night at home, a bubble bath, something that is a little bit more personalised to you. It's your way of saying thank you to yourself. This shouldn't be felt like it's a punishment. It's proof that you can do hard things, and nothing beats that moment when you hit your first 100, 500, 1,000. This isn't about saving 10k overnight. It's about saying, today I'll find my £27. And if I miss a day, I don't quit. I start again. It's absolutely fine, because consistency beats intensity every single time. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd absolutely love it if you would go ahead and hit the thumbs up like icon. And why not consider subscribing, because this channel is absolutely free. And of course, it absolutely makes my day. Have yourself an amazing day, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.